The following content is sponsored by Yulsa. Subscribe to Dolan Dark. Hey guys, welcome back to Warframe. This is just going to be a quick video, although I always say it's going to be a quick video and it's usually long when I say that. Apparently, I don't know why I didn't realize this until now, and I got this Riven Mod right here. Just from a donation from someone, you know who you are, assuming you're watching. And I rolled it up to this, and it's actually pretty decent, but it says 82% status duration. So I was thinking, well, what if I wanted to make a build where I wanted to maximize the slash procs of the weapon? So I was thinking back to when I did videos about Primed Bane of Grineer, and how Primed Bane of Grineer would be very beneficial for a slash-based weapon, because it significantly boosts the slash procs. And then for some reason, I thought of something, for whatever reason, I never thought before. What is better? My heavy caliber at plus 120% damage, or my Primed Bane of Grineer, which is plus 45% to Grineer. Now, this actually isn't listed on the wiki anywhere, and I'll probably be updating it when it does, but these mods, these Bane mods, apparently apply after. So they're additive, I think is the correct term. So you deal damage to an enemy, and this applies 45% additional damage onto that. Not heavy caliber. Heavy caliber is just like serration. It just combines together and then gives you a bigger boost of damage. So despite the fact that this actually has higher numbers right here, the funniest thing is my rank of heavy caliber, which is 120% damage, and my Primed Bane of Grineer, which is 45, they will allow the weapon against Grineer at least to do the exact same damage, which is kind of funny. So even if the damage looks really high here, it's actually exactly the same with this mod here. So technically against Grineer, this is what the damage would be, but I don't lose accuracy from heavy caliber. Now that would be interesting on its own. But the most interesting thing is when I was testing out the actual slash procs. Now you'd think because if the weapon dealt the same damage per shot to the enemy, the slash procs would also be the same, correct? And I found this was not correct. In fact, with Primed Bane of Grineer, it seems like this might be the case with all Bane mods. It not only boosts the base damage, but it also applies another 45%, which is the rank of this, another instance of that damage boost to the slash proc itself. So it deals the same base damage, and that would normally do, like, let's say the Burst on Prime, I think it was like 52 damage with heavy caliber, so you'd think that the slash proc would deal 52 slash damage per tick, right? No, it actually does 45% more that, and I think it was like 67. So it not only applies base damage, but it also improves procs, and I'll show that in a second here. But first I'm going to switch to my Bratton Prime build with Primed Bane of Grineer, just so I can show this to you guys. Because I have Titania for a very specific reason. Because I have, I suppose I probably should show you the build for the Titania's Razorwing. This is a high strength build. It's not very efficient, and obviously I don't have the aura here. If I had the aura, I'd probably put more strength. But this is so I can do as much damage as possible with Razorwing. Obviously, it's boosted by rifle mods, which includes Bane mods. So, if you remembered, I talked about how the Primed Bane of Grineer applies double, basically. It boosts the base damage and the slash procs. Well, the slash procs become extremely powerful with Razorwing, so in turn, they're twice as powerful. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go into Razorwing, and I just want a slash proc on the body. There we go, perfect. Now, yes, you can see with Primed Bane of Grineer, it's dealing 712 damage, which is pretty decent. Now I'm going to switch out Primed Bane of Grineer for heavy caliber, and now remember, like what I said. Now, Razorwing's going to deal the same base damage as it did before, except now, as you can see, the slash proc is only 493. So just by adding Primed Bane of Grineer instead of heavy caliber, I get the same amount of damage, 45% better slash procs, and I don't lose the accuracy penalty that heavy caliber has on it. So even just with my normal Bratton Prime, now it's more accurate, and I'm going to have a lot stronger slash procs. Now, as you can see here, it's 46 slash proc damage. That was the non-crits, and then I'm just going to, the non-crit damage or whatever for the slash procs. Now I'm going to slot in Primed Bane of Grineer. I'm just going to fire until I get a slash proc. Now the slash procs have gone up, like I said, to 67 damage a tick. and I don't lose any accuracy. So now it's even more accurate, and this is actually even better for something like a Soma Prime or something. Instead of using heavy caliber, I'd recommend using Primed Bane of Grineer, because now you don't lose the accuracy, and because you don't lose the accuracy, you can get headshots better, and as you know, headshots deal double damage. So see, as you can see there, 135 slash procs instead of 67. But of course, when I say Primed Bane of Grineer can be an alternative to heavy caliber, just keep in mind that my Primed Bane of Grineer is 2 away from max, but heavy caliber is 3 away from max. So with heavy caliber will end up giving you more base damage, but again, this does apply an additional 45% to your slash procs or heat procs or toxin procs, whatever. So even if you have this max, you're going to be dealing slightly less. Oh, come on. You're going to be dealing slightly less. Yeah, I hate this. You're going to be dealing slightly less per shot damage, but your procs are going to be even stronger. So that's something to think about. And if you notice that a lot of my builds are going to suddenly have Primed Bane of Grineer instead of heavy caliber, this is why, because of this silly revelation that I, for some reason, didn't realize until now. And I'm glad I did. So that means if you happen to have Primed Bane of Corrupted, again, it's the same as the Primed Bane of Grineer. If you have this max, it's going to be better in the Void versus corrupted enemies than your heavy caliber will. Mostly just due to the procs. So yeah, thanks for watching.